Hi, my name is Ndandazubit. I'm 22 years of age, 1.7 of height. I'll be doing a monologue titled Solomon Mka. Please enjoy. My name is Solomon Mka. Today I was supposed to speak over the lifeless bodies of this young family. Ubafana Mutir, Onomsa, his wife, and their beautiful little daughter Uliratu. Yesterday when I argued with Ubafana over the ideas and vision we had in this life, but could never come to any agreement, I could see Onomsa across the room, looking at her husband. Her face is brimming with affection for him. The sprightly daughter bringing down heaven into that home. But all that was yesterday. Today they lie here before us, tearing our hearts, so bringing tears into our eyes. I'm supposed to say something, but I don't know what to say. Or should I say rest in peace Bafo Sobonana Golizai? We all know that he will never rest in peace, because he died a horrible death, screaming like a goat, begging for the life of his loved ones at the hands of a merciless mobs. They emptied their bullets into his chest, while her wife and child helplessly looked on, as if that was not enough. They killed Onomsa. They killed her because they have found out that she tested positive for this pandemic disease, that she wanted it to be kept private, because she was the only one who had it in the society. Now they shot her on the left-hand side of her brain while her child was crying. She looked on as they dragged her mother down the carpet. The blood was writing things on it. Now you can imagine a little girl shocked at the horrible face of this world, the world we have created. They shot her and left with her father's car. Now the blood of this young family is testament to the whirlwind that this nation will reap for its fascination and death of the innocent. God gave us a beautiful family, but they nipped them in the bud. They were the promised thing to come. We were still expecting the flower blooming out of the dawn, but at night they got them and cut them. And at dawn, the world will never know of this splendid tract and this little family lying here tonight. Thank you.
So I give me you. In times like this, all I have is strength to share with you.
I give me you. If you're not strong,
All you have to do is lean on me. It's time to give, time to share. When darkness falls, I'll be your star. It's time to give, time to share. When darkness falls, I'll be your star.
times like these, charity with me. All we have is land happy I'll share a tear and take your hand, stand as one, and no one can defeat.
It's time to give, time to share. When darkness falls, I'll be your star. It's time to give, time to share. When darkness falls, I'll be your It's time to give, time to share. When darkness falls, I'll be your star. When darkness falls, I'll be your star.
They can beat us until the music hidden in our bones wounds, escapes through the tears in our flesh, and the freshly crimson christened soil amplifies our screams, magnifies our dreams, distorts our people's silence, and increases the urgency of the tempo of our cries for liberation. Our blood will be a libation until Amandla becomes the hit song played on repeat in the club of every unborn child's pulse, ready to dance, stomp their feet, jiggle their limbs, and bop their heads to the rhythm of change. Will be the rich birth of a new age, and freedom will be our labor's wage. Our rage is armored by karma and detonated by ancestral trauma. Our wounds are a brilliant tangerine gangrene festering from within the thin skin of democracy, and it refuses to be covered in diplomacy, draped in black, gold, and green, and pacified by golden handshakes. For fuck's sakes, we're nothing like our leaders believe us. Instead, we are hardened infantile soldiers waging the wars our parents shied away from. We refuse to conform to the norm because home remains a nameless blob on the southern tip of a continent that has been looted and treated like a giant buffet table for the West and the rest to feast on, and now they quest for riches has them harvesting the best of our minds and imprisoning our young. We're high-strung and homesick for the Azania of Sobukwe's dream revolution, which we cannot see in the horizon, for it is clouded by Madiba's rainbow, and Mujaji refuses to cry, so she's left that to our mothers and fathers who scrub the kitchen floors and prune the gardens of homes we will never afford to buy them with or without the benefit of the lobotomy they call an education. We're tired. But we will only rest when tables turn, for we yearn for the revolution and the seed of Uhuru that was planted while we chanted Pambiri na Chimurenga and let it burn, then Pambiri na Chimurenga, Pambiri na Chimurenga, and channeled Awina Sankara and traveled all the way to Guevara, to Lumumba, to Marx, to Du Bois, to Morrison, to Mqenge, to Maxeke, to Matigizela Mandela, to Plaatje, to Dube, to First, to Brooks, to Tubman, to Kamata knows who, because their curriculum deliberately makes a mockery of our identity and history. But in protest, we raise our battered fists toward the galaxies until the sun sees a reflection brighter than her shine in our grime and sweat glistened countenances as our nostrils flare to neutralize the tear gas in the air, the same way our parents found community here in these concentration camps that failed to kill our souls. The night is dark, but the light trapped in our souls will lead us home to a new day. This land shall learn to see us. No, this land shall learn to free us. This land shall learn to speak us, not in English or Mandarin, but in clicks, hieroglyphs, and phonetics draped in melanin. This land shall learn to treat us like her own. Lizzo boy, Lizzo boy, Lizzo boy, Lizzo boy, hey, 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 Lizzo boy, Lizzo boy, hey, 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 Lizzo boy, Lizzo boy, Lizzo boy. Mfungo bawo bo bawo bo bawo bo bawo bo bawo bo mama bo mama bo mama bo mama bo mama bo baba bo baba bo baba bo baba bo baba bo mage bo mage bo mage bo mage bo mage bo mama bo baba baba bo mama bo mama bo mama bo baba bo baba bo baba bo mama bo bawo mkhulu izwe lethu Lizzo boy. Amana ngawethu niyabesaba nango siyam. Thomas, I say namaste. Amunra zonke.
In the Matrix, I started off determined and bold and swore to conquer this pandemic psychological war it has launched on my sanity. First, it had me spend apart, locked in, packed out, stockpiled, and all cried out because I couldn't see the horizon through the network of weaved info all around me. Then I just started letting go of time, space, trace, urgency, and calculations. I started sleeping light, dreaming hard, crying less, laughing more, and drained the boredom in pipe dreams, puffing peaceful ponders with no weight. Day became night, and night replaced days of recurring failure to find the track to reroute his derailed life that has adopted me. I started laying down, sitting up, turning left, looking right, and noticed the walls had fewer windows to see the birds, trees, bees. Ease the eyes and open up, please. But it seems COVID really did a number on me. And then I rise to the occasion. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside, for the orderly homeschooling by the Von Trapp clock approach fell flat when depression took a blind swing at my spirit the first week. I was gonna do this. I was gonna be the hero and show my children's teachers how amazing I will triumph with well-rehearsed resources, but I frantically caved, knowing the unknown of 2020. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside, acknowledging controlled chaos I later found forming its own ritual and system, individuals scattering through the day with only one meal at dusk and prayer knotting the loose ends together and weaving a beautiful macrame of blood relation. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside because the story PC games needed reading that forced hangman on their smartphone screens in order to exercise grade 5 mentality. Nudged them into grand fantasy play and stayed correct over my youngest bed, now functioning as a space to find solitude and peace within. A camp tent, an address to visit him, and him visiting us when he can again deal with our world. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside that quickly transformed into skillful Google search and the detailed YouTube videos of how to grow veggies indoors. So proud little greed fingers that types, dunks, press, and color find new and exciting ways to make fingers more useful. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside to belch out in crazy karaoke sessions, uneasy on the neighbors' ears, and parodies to broadcast personal dismay and poetry, preaching, silence, pondering thought of unshackled incarceration. I left the door open and allowed the chaos to wrestle my belief that I can follow cooking instructions and read recipes that cooks the way the photos portrayed on the net and tastes even better, like mina soup, bolas, a pizza and frittatas, boasting on plates, evolving me into a culinary goddess. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside, thinking old work may be piled and polished until a pleasant call from an old pal offered me a paid gig with coins cling cling in the bank that has been starved for 2 weeks before lockdown. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside, because chaos is what I know and what we are used to. The messy schedules I usually needed to prioritize and restructure every week. The children living separate but parallel lives day by day, week by week, month to month. That was our normal, and that's the normal the virus had no claims on. Controlled chaos, tailor-made for my family's harmony, mentality, and solidarity. Because when I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside, we became content.